is Friday, the last official work day of the week. Apologies for starting the program behind schedule. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's Own State. We run every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday right here on the Flow of God's Own State. Looking at some of those issues, defining the moment, defining governance, and also some other sectors in Nigeria. We dissect them so that you can make better decisions in the nearest future. Welcome on board. My name is Michael Oni. We're live on Facebook. You can join the conversation already on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow949FM. This morning, we're looking at the latest intrigue, of course, from the intrigues playing out in the All Progressives Congress. We're talking party politics, and your guess is as good as mine. Yesterday, there was a swearing in of the chairman for the states and across the federation. What took place yesterday? The National Caretaker Committee of the APC yesterday inaugurated party chairpersons for 34 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The party members converged at the headquarters of the party in Abuja for the inauguration amid heavy security. In fact, some staff members of the national headquarters of the party were asked not to come to work yesterday for fear of the unknown. Only those on essential duties were asked to come around. Maimala Buni, the chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the party, was represented by the secretary of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the party, Senator John Akpanu Edehe, and where he inaugurated the state chairpersons, excluding those of Kano and Sokoto State. The development is coming weeks after the party's national convention, which now has a date, and the party is insisting that it is sacrosanct. It will be on the 26th of February, according to the letter of notification written to INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, just 2 days before the expiration of that deadline for the party. So much is playing out in the All Progressives Congress right now. The states whose chairmen were presented with certificates of return were that of Osun, Ogun, Kwara, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bauchi, Kebbi, Abia State also inclusive, among other states, 34 of them, without Sokoto and Kano State. Those of Sokoto and Kano State, the reason behind not presenting the certificate of return to them was not known, because the reason was not given. The APC nationwide state congresses, as you know, were held in October last year, with many states producing parallel executives, leading to the factionalization of the party in the states, including that of Abia State. Although Governor Maimala Buni committee constituted a 9-member committee chaired by Abdullahi Adamu, a former governor of Nasarawa State, last October to reconcile aggrieved members. Not much success has been achieved in this regard, and the reconciliation committee submitted its interim report earlier it was earlier this week. And as at the time of inauguration, states like Abia, Ogun, Osun, Zamfara, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bauchi, Kebbi still had parallel executives. Some of the aggrieved members are already seeking redress in court, one of which is Kano. So we're asking this morning how the site, how they received, both sides received the activity that took place at the national headquarters yesterday. Anyways, let me bring in my first guest on the program this morning. Of course, we will definitely have a balanced conversation. The state chairman inaugurated for Abia State. The state chairman inaugurated for Abia State is Dr. Kingsley Ononugbu. Of course, he's a lawyer to Chief Ikechi Emenike, and the other far side released a statement this morning calling it they didn't really take the exercise that took place in They really take the exercise that took place in Abuja so serious. Anyway, so that's what we're looking at this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's own state. So let's begin the conversation. Indeed, it is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM. We're looking at the reactions trailing the inauguration of the APC chairpersons for 34 states of the federation. Of course, it has been characterized by intrigues after that APC nationwide state congresses that was held in October last year, with many states of the federation producing parallel executives and leading to the factionalization of the APC in these states. And just yesterday, the faction, of course, the side of the divide loyal to Chief Ikechi Emenike was sworn in, was presented certificate of return at the national headquarters of the party, Dr. Kingsley Olonugbu, as the state chairman of the party. And the other side, led by Acho Obioma, released a statement and said the national chairman and members of the caretaker committee held meetings with some newly elected chairmen of some state executives at the national headquarters. And he came out and said the Abia APC leadership is worried with the charade, according to him, erroneously called inauguration, and released a statement to members of his party, especially probably those loyal to his side of the divide right here in Abia State, calling what happened that saying what happened cannot stand the test of time, and there was no inauguration but a mere certificates issued to some few members, which is totally different from proper and official inauguration as usually done for new executives. So we're keen into the intrigues playing out ahead of the February 26th national convention of the party, how both sides received that exercise that took place at the national headquarters, and what is the way forward ahead of the national convention of the party. So it's party politics this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We're going to reach out to both sides of the divide this morning on the program. We will talk to Barrister Ugochukwu Roland Undubuka, the chieftain of the APC, strong supporter of Chief Ikechi Emenike, and also we will talk to the chairman from the other side, also Acho Obioma, chairman-elect Abia APC. So it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. Let me just run you through what took place in other states of the federation. Factions of the APC in several states that are loyal to some ministers and senators lost out, as they lost out yesterday during the inauguration. Some of the losers include the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, and the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Others who lost out include the former governor of Ogun State, Ibukunle Amosu. His faction also lost out. Senator Kabiru Marafa and the former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, also lost out. So several states chapters had been divided, as you know, into factions due to the controversial congresses conducted late last year, that was October. But the national leadership went on to inaugurate the chairman, except those of Sokoto and Kano State. 34 of them were inaugurated. Anyways, some factions are already kicking against what took place yesterday, calling it not inauguration, just a presentation of certificate. And while some are still very much in court, so, and there are issues. Even as of 2 days ago, the faction led by Keyamo concluded plans to storm the venue of the inauguration to demand that its own chairman be recognized. That led to the exercise that took place at the national headquarters to be under tight security, police cordoned off roads leading to the national headquarters, especially the building known as Buhari House that the inauguration took place yesterday. So we're keen into this to dissect the info, even as I'm trying to connect with my panelists this morning, to delve into what is happening, especially for those of them right here in Abia State, to have an idea of what is the stand of the party in the state. And also, okay, anyways, joining me this morning is Acho Obioma, Chairman-elect of APC. Glad to have you join us. Welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. How will you react to the exercise that took place at the national headquarters of your party yesterday in Abuja?
Yeah, good morning, everybody, all those who are listening. Flo, thank you very much. I'm sure the whole Abia APC and Abia citizens are in disbelief of the Kara that took place yesterday, where section loyalty Kechaminike was issued the certificate of returns as duly elected, which is not supposed to be so. We know that this is an agenda, a script that started months back, where a few people think they can hijack the party, spearheaded by the national secretary of the party, who is in the same quagmire with Kechaminike. Those who are not on ground and want to take over party they did not build. That's what's going on, and the national secretary would have stopped at nothing to make sure that yesterday happened. But I can tell you that this whole parade will end on the 26th by the time he leaves office. And then new people will come in. I'm sure no right-thinking person will go through all that had happened throughout this process, even the report for the Congress committee, and can support this devilish act of a few individuals. Yeah. There is no way somebody can recognize a man as chairman-elect or chairman of a party where this man is a completely political neophyte. The man, the so-called Honorable or whatever, lives in London on retirement, only known to Ikechemenike in London. Even those in his group don't even know the man. Nobody in Abia knows the man. In a political circle,
okay,
where somebody...
You call the issue, you call the exercise that took place yesterday in Abuja as charade, but it was monitored, and it had in presence the secretary of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, that's Senator John Apanu Ododehe, who presented the certificates. He's a ranking member of the party, and of course he represented, according to the report we have here, he represented the chairman of the Caretaker Committee, the governor of Yobe State. So the party is aware of what is going on. Why will you call it a charade?
Yeah, if you look closely, you find out that you couldn't find the other members of this Caretaker Committee. This Senator Ken Namani that received that report, and a whole lot of other members. They did not come because they did not believe and agree on what was done. It's the National Secretary, who I have told you is negative into this devilish act, that insisted he needed to use the powers and the opportunity he has to make sure there is a proclamation, to make sure that there is something his people can hold on to, KG can hold on to, so that maybe when next government comes, then they can use that as a bargaining chip. But it's going to fail them. It's going to fail them. It was an embarrassment to the country, to the party, that people who want democracy cannot practice democracy. What is difficult in conducting a free and fair exercise? Somebody that wants to come through the back door to take over party during the general election, what is he going to do? Is he going to go through the back door to tell INEC to announce him winner against the will and will of the people of Abia? That's what we are talking about. That the whole exercise, the Abia people, the Nigerian people know that the entire exercise was a charade, because it was never meant to be fair to anybody, apart from those who has stood and who planned the whole devilish act to be able to get it through. But I can tell you, this is the end of the program. They took it from there, and then it ended yesterday. By 26th, the whole thing will be over.
Okay.
And 27th will offer a new dawn.
A nine-member committee was inaugurated sometimes last year by Governor Maimala Buni-led caretaker committee to reconcile aggrieved members. And we're asking how much of this reconciliation was done in Abia State to ensure that you have a formidable force ahead of 2023 election. Are you comfortable with the outcome of the reconciliation committee?
Yes, the reconciliation committee invited Abia and other states who they felt had problems, who had complaints, who that was forwarded to them from national security. And the meeting took place. But Ikechemenike would never submit himself to anybody because he knows he has nothing to prove apart from the devilish program that they have. Now, at the end of the day, interim report was submitted. I talked to a lot of people in that committee, and they said our recommendation was very clear in the sense that, listen, we have not been able to finish our work, but from what you have seen, there are questions to be answered in Abia State. What you have seen is not the right thing that happened. That you cannot take away over 95-96% of the people who are on one side and then try to favor a group that is in minority. That what they could do is that all the states that had problems, that what they suggested was that they should leave out those states, and then when I had to use and go ahead to use statutory delegates for the convention. After the convention, the new ESCO will merge and they will look out into these problems, and possibly they might reschedule another election where it will be done free and fair, and who wins will not be seen as representing the people. But Ikechi would not want this. The secretary would not want this. That was why you saw all the delays, because even the working committee never approved any list. It was just a setup by the secretary and then to a large extent the chairman. The other members of the committee are not happy with what had happened. That was not what they recommended. But because those who had this program, who started it, needed to finish it. So whatever it would take for them to finish the program, they will finish it. But they can finish it, but they will not succeed. Not in Abia. This is our party. You can't bring a pastor by somebody that is unknown to the party. Somebody who doesn't even have never attended any one meeting, who doesn't understand our party, lives in London, comes into Lagos, goes back to his family in London, and then he knows the man in London, brought him to come and be a chairman of a family he's not part of. He doesn't understand. Is that how they do politics?
But it seems you're so sure and so certain that they will. Those that were sworn in might not have it smooth after February 26th. Why are you so certain about that? I know your national convention comes up on the February 26th.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
All the states that they manipulated the process, all the states that manipulated the process will not see the light of day after 26.
How sure are you? Why?
No, the reason is very clear. Because they are going to come to inherit all these problems, and they'll go and start looking at what happened. They'll go and start looking at records. They will invite people. It's not like Buni and the secretary who would never want to meet with anybody. They are shying away from the obvious. They don't want to confront what they have created. But these people will come on a very clean slate. They want to listen to what happened. Anyone that are not satisfied, they revisit it. It has always happened. In 2014 and 15, when we had the first Congress, this same thing happened, where Fabian Okonkwo was giving certificate of returns because there was no inauguration. If you look at that, you didn't see any director of legal or anybody trying to inaugurate anybody. There was no oath of office, no nothing. They were just giving certificates so they can have something, and that's exactly what happened. So this new government, the new people that will come, that will be elected, after the convention, I can tell you we'll go through all this. What happened in 2014, 2015 will repeat itself, where it will be very clear that one person cannot manipulate the process. If you leave the party for him, he cannot take it anywhere. He's relying on the fact that, when you give him the party, they must come to join me. Nobody's going to join him.
Okay,
all our people who are rejected would not join him.
You so much have this strong belief that this will not continue beyond February 26th. So what will happen between now and February 26th? Are they recognized by the national? Are they the one holding the structure of the party? I mean, those that were sworn in yesterday. Are they the ones holding the structure of the party in Abia State till that February 26th? Okay.
Let me tell you, the people that had this devilish program were the same people that handed over certificate to those they wanted to. They are in minority, they don't control the party. As long as the party is going, let me tell you, you can take a horse to the stream, you can't force the horse to drink the water. As far as they don't control the majority in Abia, he can be having his certificate and going anywhere, but he cannot control the party. He can't control the party. Nobody will tell whatever he's doing. That he knows. All our people are resolute and together. The leaders are studying the situation. We are looking. We come up with our very clear position. All our members, even in the world, they believe in us. They are us staying fast. Nobody is going to do anything that would jeopardize us not having this party. A party we have labored, a party we have worked for, a party that we used to win elections in the last election, a party we are hoping that by this 2023 it will be easier for us to take over the governance of Abia State. So and we have done it before. We did it without Ikechi, and we won one senator, we won 3 House of Reps, we won 3 House of Assembly. Without Ikechi, he never participated.
Okay, I'm happy that you mentioned some of the positions you're holding. I mean, at the national level as APC, and you said you won the Senate seat, the House of Reps. So, what is the position of these people? I mean, Senator Oji Zokalu, Dr. Uche Oga, a minister, and other big wigs, which we understand are in your fold of the party right here in Abia State. What is their position to this development?
The position is very, very clear. They are with us, body and soul. I just spoke to Senator Okalo, just called me about 20 minutes ago. And when this thing was going on in the morning, he called me and said the National Secretary had told you that everything is suspended, nothing will happen. And he was not telling me that, you know, this National Secretary deceived us. While he called and said nothing was happening, he was making him to just relax, and then he went and did what he did. But for him, he can't work. You can't leave the party where the party is and go to where the party is not and recognize somebody. It is not. And none of that, apart from Nkiru Onye Georgia, who has from all time been blackmailed or whatever, made to work with Ikechi, even with all the complaints that we hear she complaining within that circle. You understand? She's the only one that is there. Outside her, there's no other person. Everything we do over here, they participate, they contribute, they do everything. And suggest things, they attend our meetings. We are all working together. Nobody has left apart from Kiru, who has gone there. Do you understand? And that is the truth of the matter. You know?
Okay. Are you saying no one has left? Because we understand that some persons are already identifying with the Ikechi Emenike and also Dr. Kingsley Ononubu led executive in Abia.
But brother, have you read anyone? Those things are just blackmail. That is Ikechi's propaganda. They will make it paint as if everybody has joined the Ikechi. But let them call their meeting and bring out the video of those who are in attendance. That's what this should be. The last election they said they had that elected Honorable. You watched it. Who was there? Highest thing they said, oh, for this secretary, maybe Ben Carlo has joined us and maybe this. Not Ben Carlo, Ben Gostin. That's the only one they keep saying. Ben Gostin, what is that word? Nothing for anybody to say because Ben Gostin has joined us. That's what it is. He has his own right to make a choice of where he wants to be. He's our friend. We all work together and all that. But if he fails, because he is there because of Nkiru, and he says it because he follows Nkiru. Nkiru is the person that directs what he does.
Okay, just before I let you go this morning, Honorable Achobioma, what is the next line of action for your group before February 26th? Because you're so sure that this will be corrected on 26th of February, the national convention of the party. So what is the next line of action? What are you telling members of the party, and what will you do before February 26th?
Yeah, first and foremost, we are reaching out to all our members through our chairman elect local government, through in those local government. Everybody is reaching out. Our platforms are, paid up with messages and all that, and then we are happy with what we are getting, the response we are getting from them. They know that they are resolute, that they will never join them, that we are all together in this state, and that at the end of the day, we are working on it. We are meetings are going on. We are also going to address all our members to assure them that everything is, in good control. And then We'll watch and see how things unfold towards the convention. Whether they are going to use only a statutory delegate or they are going to invite delegates from that. That we are going to follow and monitor. We've been in this thing before. We know the proper way to go about it. And then I can tell you, our members are very strong-willed. All those who are in APC, but they want to change. And you can't be complaining that things are not done right, and you go and succumb to a devilish art that you know that has epitomized this wrongdoing that you go and you kick against. So nobody, and I think that all Abians should condemn this.
All right.
If in a very little political setting, somebody would not commit himself to democratic norms and process. So is it for him to come around Abia? So what is he going to give the Abia people?
All right.
So he's going to be a dictator. He's going to be somebody that will turn things around. We are talking about democracy. If you don't believe in democracy, there is no point venturing into it. Ikechi does not believe in democracy.
All right.
What Ikechi he knows somebody to that extent. He must take the. It's not a private entity, my brother.
Honorable Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning on the platform on Flow FM. We do appreciate your time, and of course, we will reach out to you as the event unfolds in your party, the APC. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
God bless all Adrian. Thank you, APC. God will bless everybody. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Well, so much of intrigues playing out in APC. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM. We will definitely have a balanced conversation of that. That's what we're known for right here on Flow 94.9 FM, so that you can then make your decisions. If you just joined us, we're looking at the intrigues and, of course, the confusion of course, playing out in APC right here in Abia State, as the national body of the party sworn in chairpersons for 34 states and the FCT, including that of Abia, and Dr. Kingsley Onubu, of course, the side loyal to High Chief Ikechi Emenike, was sworn in as the chairman of the party right here in Abia State yesterday. So let's bring in the other side. I have a chieftain of the APC joining me this morning, a strong supporter of High Chief Ikechi Emenike, Barrister Ogochukwu Roland Undubuka. Barrister, good morning to you and welcome to the platform on Flow FM. You're welcome. You're speaking with Michael. So let's begin. How will you describe what happened yesterday at the national headquarters of your party? Do you also agree that it's a charade as been described by the other side right here in Abia State?
I keep telling my people that APC is now one. If anybody is going on air to tell people that there is problem in APC, it is that person who is causing the problem. And if anybody goes about in the name of chairman of APC Abia State other than Dr. Kingsley Onubu, that person is impersonate. And we should stop deceiving Abia APC members. What happened yesterday was to seal and cement the fact that Dr. Kingsley Onubu is now the APC chairman in Abia State and no other person. What we are only asking them to do is to go and join hands with their brothers. And if they are saying that what we are saying is not true, that they are PDP in the night, APC in the day, let them come out and join their brothers in order to change the system. Honorable Atobioma, we have so much respect for him as our former honorable member, but he should please now take corrections.
Okay, have your side extended the olive branch to the other side? I mean, those are
we have in so many occasions. Even the people whom he mentioned his name and so many others at the world level, HGL levels have all joined. Many of them. The fact is that they keep deceiving a few number of them. Many of them in my ward. Was I not with them before? Or do they want us to begin to open or wash our dirty linen outside? We have joined the right group. And this man mean well for Abia people. Why fighting the other person? Dr. Kingsley Onubu is now the APC chairman. Whether they like it or not.
Okay.
They should go and join hands with him.
Let's delve into the chances of APC in the next general elections in Abia State 2023. Of course, it is right here already, and the consultations have started. Now, when I spoke with Honorable Chobioma this morning, he said that the chairman that was inaugurated yesterday is not grounded, talking about the grassroots politics, that he has not been in the state for a long time. He might not have that technical know-how politically to win elections for APC in Abia State.
Himself, who is saying that, is he more grounded than Dr. Ononobu? Dr. Ononobu is well grounded, and let me tell you, APC is prepared for the next election, and we are not minding words about that. We are fully prepared. Dr. Ononobu,
yes,
is a seasoned son of Abia State, whom his people love so much, who has a good track record, a renowned banker. So who said he's not on ground? He is on ground. We don't want to talk
this crack, we call it crack, of course, for the members of the fourth estate of the Rim, because some persons are obviously still aggrieved with his emergence. This crack, don't you think it would affect the chances of APC in 2023?
Some people are making this an appear that is seemingly a crack. There is no crack. They are the one creating a crack. Abia APC has been unified from the federal level up to the states and local government and wards. We don't have any crack, and nobody should present APC as having a crack in Abia State. APC is unified. We cannot just because of one person or the other and say, is it only in APC? PDP have their own internal problems. Other parties have their internal problems. It is not peculiar to APC.
Okay.
But we are still asking them, please come, the doors are open, the olive branch is extended to everybody, not only them who say they are faction, but of course there is no faction any longer. Even to PDP members who have seen that the state is not moving on well, they should come and join APC. We will rebuild the city, we will rebuild the state. Thank you.
Okay, Barrister, just before I let you go, there is this insinuation that those that were sworn in yesterday, that their tenure might not last till after February 26th, the party's national convention, when some of the ills, according to them, will be corrected by the new set of persons coming on board to take over the leadership of the party at the national level.
Well, that is for the national to decide whether their tenure will last or not. But for those who are making these insinuations, they were never there yesterday. They were not there, and they don't know what this party is talking about. And look, let me tell you, you cannot jettison the decision of the national party. It is an internal affair. So somebody out there cannot be saying what he or she does not know. APC is well on ground now. And the leadership of APC under Bumi is moving ahead. So there is no again saying that tomorrow things are going to change.
But Barrister, a very quick one before I let you go. Why did you move? Why did you join? The side loyal to High Chief Ikeche Emenike? I understand you've been on the other side.
What I saw in the other camp,
which is
I was a candidate and I contested for chairmanship, the only candidate. They went and brought a civil servant who was a serving civil servant who shortchanged me. And when I complained, they said the powers that be are behind her. And I asked them, even the appeal committee, I asked them, are you saying now that the powers that be that is in PDP is now controlling APC? I had to leave the camp. And I keep telling them, you know what to do there. Come and join the right persons in order to move the state forward. I don't want to open up more. Because if I open up more, the public won't be happy.
All right, Barrister. I want to really appreciate you for your time this morning on the platform on Flu FM. Barrister Ugochukwu Roland Undubuka, a chieftain of the APC, the All Progressives Congress, a strong supporter of High Chief Ikeche Emenike. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform.
Thank you, my lord.
You're welcome. I'm going to be speaking with the publicity secretary. Publicity secretary of the APC. and those that were inaugurated yesterday. I'm talking about Eziala. Oh, just a very quick one. I know time is against us, so that we can have an idea of what happened in Abuja yesterday, and of course we throw the lines open. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's own state, and we are examining the confusion trailing the inauguration of Dr. Kingsley Ononubu. Yesterday, of course, certificate of return were presented to 34 chairpersons of the party, including Dr. Kingsley Ononubu, and of course the chairman of the party in the Federal Capital Territory. So much of intrigue. Some persons might have been schemed out, and we're asking this morning, what about the reconciliation also? That's another side. I'm yet to even get the details about that, because we understand that the one for Abia State was headed by Senator Ken Namani, and we've not really heard much about that. What happened to the reconciliation? Joining me this morning is Comrade Okeziala, the Publicity Secretary of APC. Comrade, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Yes, good morning, Adrians. Good morning, Mekoni.
All right, thank you for joining. I'm not going to take time with you because of I'm not going to spend more time with you because of a very quick one. What is the next thing for APC in Abia State, and what about the reconciliation? The issue of Senator Ken Namani, was he present at that presentation of certificate that took place and the inauguration yesterday in Abuja?
Yes, I can tell you, well, thank you very much, Barrister Voka. But I am the one, of course, with a team of over 3,000 supporters of the APC flooding Abuja. The crowd control was hectic because everybody was full of joy at that inauguration site. But let me say this quickly. Bioma told a public lie in this program this morning, and one of those lies is that Senator Ken Namani was not at that place. Name was in the meeting, the first meeting in the morning, the second meeting in the afternoon. He was even in the hall there and gave a speech. Of course, it is not his duty to hand over certificate of returns to the chairman-elect. So definitely nobody should expect him to do that. Neither is he duty to swear him in. So Senator Namani was there. Senator Namani is alive. And I have also intimated him now to quickly go into your live stream. And what I told you, lie against him in public. So you have not heard the last lie. Okay? Then I told you, I also told another lie by saying that it's only the National Secretary that was there. You see, no matter how big a lie, one single truth was put in. National Secretary came there in the midst of the national chairman. The national chairman of the party was there. He was the one who shook hands with all the. I will send you a video footage. Because of these lies, I think Abians are tired of these people. And we'll send them back and finally. The national chairman was there. I personally greeted him. He shook hands with them. Of course, it's not his duty to issue a certificate of return. That is the secretarial job. Even you as a journalist, you know very well. And then the secretarial is on the secretary of the party. So do you intend extending the olive branch to the other side? We have the likes of Senator Ojius Okalu, Chief Amobioga, Chief Uchioga, the likes Honorable Ben Kalu on the other side. And I understand that you cannot with the analysis on ground. You cannot neglect them if you want. I'm right for you now telling you that Honorable Ben Kalu has congratulated Dr. Kingsley Ononubu. Senator Kalu has congratulated Dr. Kingsley Ononubu. Now hear this. Not only did he congratulate, he was there live yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let me also say this now. Atoro Bioma and Wamba, they are the only two people remaining in their faction. They are just two in number in their faction now. And I pray to them that they don't end up like Judas Iscariot. May they be alive and repent.
Let's not go with the red
of the party. And those people you mentioned, I take my
So are you confirming this morning that Senator Ojius Okalu, Honorable Ben Kalu?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, congratulations. And then Carl has congratulated Sonobu and Faraga. Not only did he congratulate, he was there present.
All right.
People from their camp. I can still mention it for want of time because they are live on.
All right, comrade.
It's only one part. It is only one part. Now, hear this. Wampa is also going through somebody to make amends with us. And we have told him we have no problem about it. But the only person who is still defiant now is Atobiama. And that explains why he was pursued yesterday. They almost turned him to class yesterday. He ran away and ran to Valencia Hotel and disappeared. So,
all right, comrade, okay, He
almost injured himself running away yesterday. That's Atobiama. And I told you. And I can tell you on the 26th of February, none of them will close the venue of the convention.
Okay, sure. Interesting. Comrade Okechukwu-Ezeala.
Everybody is in touch. We have moved on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Because of time, I may not be able to reach out to Honorable Achobioma if he was sent away from the inauguration premises yesterday, like Comrade Okechukwu-Ezeala claimed, although we had issues hearing him smoothly because of the network. But let's quickly get your reactions. We have about 5 minutes to do that, unfortunately. You can also drop your comments on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Flow949FM. The conversation is getting more interesting. The intrigues playing out in the All Progressives Congress right here in Abia State. Of course, even as we look at the confusion trailing, of course, after that inauguration that took place in Abuja. Still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow FM, 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Bruce Emmanuel is the name. I'm calling from Abia.
All right.
Please, my heart fell to former chairman that was elected before he died in Yabo. Please, I want to commiserate you. I thank God that even in his grave, because he has not been buried. And none of the party members is even talking about that young man that won the election before the runoff and who came up. None of them are. I believe that Honorable should have attributed that victory to the life of the man that died that's still in mortuary now. I mean, in Habo. That was the former one that was elected here in Omaya by the Ikecheminike's faction. But I still thank God. I pray that they will join themselves together to become a one family.
All right.
And instead of telling this that our children will come and say, this will come and say. I know that APC are not strong, but let's see what happens to them.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mike.
You're welcome.
Okafo Chinedum, I'm calling from Oma.
You're welcome, Mr. Okafo.
Okay. Well, I see APC as a party that came with the only interest to pull down Jonathan's government. And those stakeholders that did that plan are still working to destroy the party. So it's so unfortunate. I don't see any future in APC now with their current crisis. If they can put their house in order to fight PDP in the state, which I...
Hello?
And let it be, because their problem is being fueled from the federal government. Thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Can you move away from your radio set, please? Thank you.
I'm not
running
your radio.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Okay. I may not be able to take your opinion because of the sound quality coming from your end. If you can call back, I will appreciate. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
I remember Mr. Princewell from Nayomorachobo.
All right, Mr. Princewell.
Mike, let me do a DPO today. After I will interpret it to you. Look on you and I feel but actually the whole thing. Now for your own understanding, Mike, any antelope that has a beef cotton is advantage to a hunter. Why am I telling you this? Machiavelli says in his theory of the prince, Machiavelli says in politics there is no enemy nor friendship, rather permanent interest. But what I'm seeing in the APC is quite different from what I'm hearing now. APC as a party, you have already formed a very big scrotum in the body of an elephant, and that big scrotum is an advantage to other parties around you. So let you not play a zero-sum game. Make sure that you enjoy. If you are being screwed out, please jump to another party.
Hello, Mr. Prince.
That's what I mean. God bless you.
Thank you for your take. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
My name is and I'm calling from Umaya.
All right.
So, very, very interesting conversation this morning, and I must say it's more of a family affair, but for us on the other side, also put mouth and then ask some certain questions. I heard Factional from Factional ground and how people for the garage and house, and I think it's only playing the morality, whereas he has not used to such expectation. He was there with the Sergio Zocalo when he single-handedly brought up his brother and then hosted what he also narrated as Garage, in this recent one in Abia, where he now claimed that over 100,000 persons voted for his brother in the primaries at a venue that could not contain up to 3,000 persons. My only, you must come to a APC with clean hands. So whatever thing you are choosing another of, make sure that you've never been involved in such before. Let them enjoy their internal party practice. They are waiting for whoever imagines to speak after the 2024.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. On the Facebook page, we have messages, a lot of messages anyways. But Chinedu Okafo says, good morning. APC is a political party formed by some stakeholders without a clear ideology, but for a collective interest to pull down the government of Jonathan, which was achieved. The same shareholders are working to destroy the party now for their selfish interest. Anyways, those are the messages we can take and the calls we can take. The conversation continues on our social media platforms, facebook.com/Flow949FM, also on Twitter at Flow949FM. You can also join us later this evening as we do the analysis, in-depth analysis of this intrigues and of course the latest development on APC on the state of the nation. That's at 8:30 p.m. right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Many thanks to my producer Samson Eze and Ezine Okoro, and also the guys behind the visuals on our Facebook page, Stanley and Chinedu. Stay out of trouble. Enjoy your weekend. My name is Michael Oni.